This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is. He's locked and loaded. He's smiling already, huh?
Hey, I'm locked in a bathroom just because, you know.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it with the damn echo.
Oh, is that what it is? It's got echo? Your choices are echo or music. So
it's a bathroom, Omar. Most bathrooms have echo. Don't you know that?
see, it's I never think about those things when I do these plannings. Unfortunately,
By the way, thank the Lord you've got great teeth, because that's all we're seeing right now.
Sorry,
if
bro.
you had some bad toofuses, that would have been a bad scene right now. You got great teeth, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice job.
So we're doing an I Am Athlete shoot today. So a lot of things are happening, moving. So there's music on the other side of the house that we're using, the production house. So it is what it is.
So what do you guys like, rent out an Airbnb and then film in it?
We do many things, but this one is a 2-day shoot. So we're renting out an Airbnb. We're shooting commercials, things of that nature. So
is porn being filmed in other rooms?
Huh?
Is porn being filmed in other rooms?
No, actually, this is a house owned by a music producer. So it's really what the next direction. He's creating music studios, dance studio. I tried to get into one of the dance studios, but it's locked. So I don't know how to. I just got the tour, but it's very impressive.
I know what kind of dancing is going on in that room. Okay, I got it now. I understand now. This
is a music producer for Lady Gaga. So it's
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So who are you interviewing?
Can't tell you that.
You can't?
Cannot. And
Not even tell
it's a moving target. It's always changing, but yeah. We're doing 4 or 5 shoots. This is probably the most aggressive we've been.
Okay. So wow. So you do like for a whole month ahead of time then is what's going on.
This one is probably more aggressive. This is for actually season 4. So we're
okay, right, because we're on the off season kind of right now, right?
We're getting started we're ending season 3 and getting started on season 4.
Okay, all right, good stuff there. All right, so are you looking forward to the Tyreek and Tua podcast?
Hey, considering we're trying to have both on, I think if somebody can get something out of Tua that's colorful, it would be Tyreek. Especially since
he trusts him. It's his, you know what I mean? He's going to open up to somebody that's in the locker room with him more than any of us.
Yeah, no. And you know, I've always found this very interesting that, you know, people are very guarded about what Tua is really like and what his persona is like, or what his image is like. And so, you know, if a player can bring it out of him, it would probably be Tyreek.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, what are they going to talk about? You know what I mean? And
the other thing was very interesting. Hold on, wait a minute now.
No, I know that, but I'm just wondering kind of the direction, because Tyreek's a fun dude, and so but let me finish a second.
I'm covering some boring quarterbacks now.
Now, what I'm saying is, I know, but what I'm saying is, since he already, like a couple of episodes back, he kind of sent a message to Mike McDaniel about how much he wants the ball and all that kind of stuff, that I kind of think that they're going to have some fun with that. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably going to use Tua to kind of egg him on about, hey man, you got to get me the ball and all that, and we got to get Mike to design. Or so I almost see a lot of fun in that area.
What's different between any quarterback wide receiver dynamic? Like they always
but we don't get this. We don't get the two on a podcast openly talking about offense and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think Tyreek will have a little fun with that, is what I'm saying, and kind of have fun and throw his coach there in the mix of all of that, is what I'm saying. Nothing bad, but all in fun is what I'm saying.
If Tua sits down with Tyreek, that will probably be a must watch. And just because it's two personalities, and that'll be pretty much the first podcast that Tua's done. I can't think of another one. I know he sat down and did some commercials, but okay,
Right.
cool. I want
Right.
to see Tua's personality. I want to see the one that the guys in the locker room see, because I hear about that one. I don't see that one, and
Right.
but I have
And
covered.
again, I think you only get that when you're in his circle,
Yes,
and
and his circle's
when
very tight.
and right, and obviously his teammates, and so if he's close enough to his teammates, because apparently that's how it was in Alabama. He was a guy that was always, a very lively guy in the locker room and connecting with all his teammates in
Yeah,
Alabama.
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure that's what they're getting here, but I'm sure it's welcomed. I don't think he felt comfortable here for various reasons.
Oh, that's what it is. I think now he has the environment that he can be himself, whereas the first 2 years, the guy above him didn't really give him the kind of green light to be himself because he kind of kept everything under wraps. You know what I'm saying? So I think Tua didn't, since he didn't feel comfortable, he wasn't going to push any kind of boundaries. Now I think he's willing to push some of those boundaries.
It's going to be very interesting to see how much he blossoms, and I do believe he'll blossom. He's in the right offense. He's got some amazing weaponry. Not even just Tyreek. Even if they didn't add Tyreek, I would still be very happy with this weaponry. From Edmonds to Gesicki to Cedric Wilson to Waddle to it's at the arsenal's there. The biggest concern is, will the offensive line protect and develop and establish a run game, and these guys are Mike McDaniel. He's not a pass game specialist. He's a run game specialist, and I love that. Like, absolutely.
Your passing game is a hell of a lot easier when you can run the ball.
Absolutely. I've always thought the run game was key to success for this franchise.
You can actually make Ryan Tannehill a decent quarterback if you can run the ball.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
In the 2 years that they've made the playoffs, and I say this to Dolphin fans consistently, and I don't, it goes right above their head. 2008, 2016, what's the common denominator about those teams?
They ran the ball. They
had effective, forceful offensive lines, and they ran the ball.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. Now, are you a Super Bowl contender? No, you're not. But you can consistently win. You're setting up your defense for success. You're winning time of possession. You're playing ball control, especially if you're a quarterback who can secure the ball. It's a winning formula. If the 49ers have made it to the playoffs the last 2 years, a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl.
Ricky Williams, Lamar Smith, Wildcat, and Jay Ajayi. That's all you need to know, bro.
Ronnie Brown. You forget Ronnie Brown. Don't forget Ronnie Brown.
No, I get that, but in those offenses, that was also a loaded team. Whereas the ones we're talking about, the defenses got old and got different then, and they had different teams, and different teams ended up making playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Whereas those teams with Ronnie Brown wasn't really carried by Ronnie Brown. It was really carried by Whereas the Jay Ajayi team or even the Wildcat to a certain extent, that surprised the shit out of people early on in the season that got it going. But Lamar Smith, that kind of stuff that stood out to you, that really carried the season when you can watch Jamie Nails come out and pull and you're like, holy shit, we've never had a lineman do that in years, that kind of stuff. We still haven't had a guy since Jamie Nails
at
go
370 pounds. Yeah.
That was, and you knew early on those seasons that they would, in training camp, you could tell that because I was covering those kind of teams. I remember that you could tell right away, okay, they're going to be able to run now. And that's the one thing that we'll be able to tell about training camp and the preseason if they're able to run, then all of a sudden we're going to have a much better season overall.
I'm of the opinion that it will take them maybe half a season to find their offensive identity, find their comfort zone, find a groove, and that might produce a loss or two more than it should, but I believe this is what's needed for the long-term stability and health of the team and the franchise.
Now,
But
it has to be that progression, Omar. What it cannot be is the kind of shit that happened like last year. Like you clearly excelled against bad teams, and then you suffered against the good teams. You this year, in order to be a good team, show us that you can beat the good teams too at the same time.
they beat the teams last year.
But not enough. That first half of the season, they lost to most of the good teams.
Yeah, I mean the circumstances with how they lost, even to the Raiders, and that season.
But you still got to win some of those. And my point is,
everybody's got to win the close games.
If you're going to be that team this year, if you're going to get into the playoffs, then dude, you got to start winning again. You can't get swept by Buffalo. You have to find a way to split it, dude.
I don't know how you're not getting swept by Buffalo, bro.
I get it. You're supposed to get swept by Buffalo, but you got to find a way to split it, man. You got to find a way to split that series.
I don't disagree.
If you're going to be that team, you got to do it. It can't be pile up the wins only on the shitty teams, because then we know who you are when we get to the playoffs.
You know what? If you split that series, sweep the Jets, sweep the Patriots, which you know how hard it is to sweep the Patriots, but you did it last year.
You can do it.
And split the series of Buffalo, you got 5 wins in the AFC East, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't see that happening. Sorry.
No, I know it's very tough, but if you want to be that team, I'm not asking you to sweep.
That's not in year one, though.
I know.
I know. Aspire to be that team. You could set the goals, but that's some. I mean, Buffalo got better.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah. Although they won't be as good the first go around, because I just read where Tre'Davious White is out for that game because he's going on the IR at the start of the year, so he's probably gone for the first 6 games.
Hold on, what's the injury?
I gotta look. Let me see.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's. I didn't know that.
I'm always prepared. Tre'Davious White will start the season on the IR. No, I don't have the injury. I had it in the article. But yeah, he's still rehabbing some kind of surgery he had in the offseason. So he's not ready. I believe I think it's a knee, actually. I think he had
so if he had a knee scope now, that would be 6-7 weeks. So maybe, I don't know when they play Buffalo, but he's going to be brought back slowly. Yeah, this is the time. This is when
week three, Tua won't have to deal with Tre'Davious White in the secondary. That's nice, actually.
Listen,
a little bit of a break.
Tre'Davious White's a good player. He's not like, in my opinion, Xavier Howard.
Okay, but are they better with Tre'Davious White or worse with Tre'Davious White?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. You're facing a defense that's just a little less weakened. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take that overall. The Watson thing. We talked about it. I told you I think it should be an indefinite thing, and that looks like where it's going. What are you hearing? What do you think ends up happening here because of all the unknowns with all these lawsuits?
I think Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year.
Wow.
This season. So I knew Deshaun Watson was going to be done.
I don't think Baker's mature enough to compartmentalize and understand what a great opportunity it would be for him, believe it or not. I think he's so ignorant at times that the hate and the anger will blind him, and he'll ruin this opportunity for him, and he'll go to another place that's shitty, and it'll be harder for him to display his
Listen,
as you know, Omar, any quarterback would love to play on that offense right now.
Your choices right now are Seattle, Cleveland, or Carolina. And if you're Baker Mayfield, the smart play is to stay in Cleveland. But
Okay.
I can't. I don't know
Is
Baker
Baker
Mayfield.
smart? That's the question, dude.
I don't know his persona, so I can't sit here and testify for him. He's this new generation of athlete, and they do things differently. They march to a different beat of the drum, and just because we don't understand because we're older doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. So
Omar, he's the kind of guy I think that will look at this and say, F that, dude. I don't want to help you guys. Instead of going, yeah, hey, guys, yeah, no, I get it, man. It's a tough situation. All right, I'll make the best of it.
listen,
And instead, he should be thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity for me. I'll use these
he should
guys.
be looking at it as they should be
Right.
looking at it as this is my opportunity to ball. I'm going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. That I know these players, I know this team. Let me maximize this opportunity for $18.9 million and call it a day. But
And you know what the beauty is, Omar? If he's kicking ass, they can't even trade him on the trading deadline, because if he's kicking ass, that means they're winning. If they're winning, they need to get to the playoffs. They're not going to get their quarterback back. You don't want to go to Jacoby Brissett, so you stay with the guy. So you're going to get to finish out the season. You won't get traded anywhere, and then you leave. You walk right out into the sunset, free agency, because they can't tag you, because they're tied to all kinds of money to Watson and everybody else.
I mean, they can tag you technically and try to trade you, but
but they don't have the hard cap space, Omar.
They can always trade. The cap is monopoly money. It's fiction.
They're not going to destroy their talented team to accommodate.
Trust me, they can do. The cap ain't real, so you can do whatever you want to do if you want to do it. But yes,
but you're not going to. But the way you have your team, my point is, it's not a shitty team that you can gut a third of the team out to do that. It's a really good team. You don't want to start cutting good players.
Hold on. We argue about this every offseason. You want to create the space to tag Baker Mayfield. You sign 3 guys. You give 3 guys their salaries in a roster or roster bonus. You restructure 2 guys. You could have done
that this year, not next year when Watson's contract kicks in.
It doesn't matter. The cap
remember,
ain't real,
the salary's only $1 million.
Just look at New Orleans as your perfect example. They were $172 million over the cap. $72 million over the cap. Cap ain't real, bro.
And they've lost a boatload of talent. So
they still believe that they're capable of winning, getting to the playoffs. So hey, trust me, if New Orleans can make it happen every year, and this is something we're arguing about that's long ways down. Baker Mayfield's got to play and earn that franchise tag first. Hell, he's got to actually not kick and buck to be in Cleveland. But let's be real about it. Nobody's banging the door down to try to get Baker Mayfield. Carolina's not. Seattle's not.
That's why he needs to play and take advantage of it.
If I'm Cleveland, I'm telling Baker, you're here, you're playing for us. If you don't like that, then we don't have to pay you anything. You're in violation of your contract. And if you want to tank, it's going to impact your career long term, because if you show that you lack maturity, then your next team's going to look at you and say he's immature.
Oh no. Then there will be no next team. It'll be minimum. And no, dude, you're a jerk. You're going to have to show us that you can, grow up and play and all that. You'll ruin everything. You have very little now. You'll have nothing left.
Which is why I think he's going to be in Cleveland.
They may have no choice to try to force this and make it work out, because this Watson mess.
Especially, I mean, at the minimum, I think Watson's doing 10 games.
Oh no, I think he's gone for the year.
You're probably right. I'm just giving
minimum
you a minimum.
I think the NFLPA will go for the 8, 10, 12 games or something. They'll try to do that. But you know what I love about this whole thing? It's such bullshit, because the NFLPA can do whatever. Then that judge can pass on whatever she wants and say, okay, he should be suspended this. After all that is said and done, Goodell still has the final word, and he can say, nah, I appreciate what you think, Manel, but he's going to go for a whole year. So the NFL still has the final say when it's all said and done.
It's a great, if you suspend him for the entire season, it's a great way to say, hey, we're not just about about domestic violence. We're actually firm on sexual abuse too, whether you're convicted or not. I mean, he created a black eye. What I don't understand, and I say this consistently, why wasn't he suspended for the entire, why wasn't he suspended or put on the commissioner's exempt list last year?
Amen.
But, hey, what do I know?
Hey, listen, Houston is very grateful because they got lucky, buddy. They got their picks and they are set, and the Browns are absolutely screwed.
Hey, listen, it was no matter what, there was a bidding war that featured 5 teams. Like he was going to be all right. And these teams, they realize it's evidence that they don't care. They don't care.
Oh no, yeah. There's no doubt that they don't care.
Yeah.
That is guaranteed. All right, what are you working on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out?
Still doing breakdown of which teams had the best offseason. So trying to analyze that to see like the Buffalo Bills. Huh?
The Dolphins had the best offseason.
They're in the top 10, no question. Top 10. Not sure they're top 5, but they're in the top 10. I mean, a little bit of local bias might push them into the top 5, but
how can they not be in the top 5? Who the hell added better than Teron Armstead and Tyreek Hill, bro?
Raiders did well. Denver.
They added the receiver, and who else?
Denver did well.
Who else did the Raiders add besides the receiver?
Okay, bro. Listen, didn't they got rid of Khalil Mack. So Chargers did well.
That's the Bears got rid of Khalil Mack.
Bears got rid of Khalil. Well, yeah. Oakland got rid of some pass. No, Oakland re-signed their pass rusher.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm saying they added.
Yeah, I mean,
we added Frederick, and they added Ingle, and they added Connor Williams. And how are the Dolphins not top 3 in the off? I don't really care. It's really about the regular season.
I don't know where they stack up right now. I'm telling you, they're up there, but like I'm looking at teams that push themselves into playoff championship contendership. I look at the Rams offseason. Like you telling me,
but they were already champions.
Okay, and you're telling me they didn't do what they need to do to contend?
Who pushed themselves from not a playoff team to being a champion or a playoff team? That's
Denver.
Denver might be, yeah. Although I don't believe their defense is as good as it's been.
That's fair. Buffalo had an amazing offseason. Like
not better than Miami. They're just a better team, but they didn't have a better offseason than Miami.
But they added the pieces that could make them a champion. To me, that you add a Von Miller to your team, you're pushing yourself into championship status. So I'm not saying that the Dolphins, they might be in the top 5. They might be. They
have to be, bro.
I mean, Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead. And Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, and
Connor Williams. That was another one. It's a good move. You needed linemen.
Dallas ain't crying about it.
By the way, the Connor Williams move may be even bigger than what we thought if he is a successful center, because we thought they got a left guard. And in my eyes, center is more important than either guard position.
Yeah.
So if you landed a center for real, then that move becomes a monster move on top of all of that.
Yeah. So, maybe. We'll see. Chase Edmonds, I like what the Dolphins did. I just can't sit here and it would be homerish.
The thing about the Dolphins this year, it's not like a Mike Wallace move that didn't make sense. All these moves made sense.
Mike Wallace made sense at the time.
No, it did not. It never made sense because you gave him number 1 money thinking he was a number 1 wide receiver, and he was never a number 1.
And you didn't give up any draft picks for it. It made sense.
No. It never made sense. Just like in Ndamukong Suh, you don't give defensive end money to a guy that doesn't play like Warren Sapp or Aaron Donald. You got if you're going to
was a
give
beast
defensive
at
end
his
money
time.
to a defensive tackle, he's got
You
to
telling
be
me
a guy.
Ndamukong Suh isn't a Hall of Fame talent?
Who?
Ndamukong Suh. You telling me that Ndamukong Suh isn't a Hall of Fame talent?
He is a Hall of Fame talent, but he is not the guy you give the franchise money to. He's just not that guy.
At
He's
that
not
time, at that time,
at defensive tackle, you only give people like that kind of money that can pressure the quarterback on a consistent basis, like Warren Sapp or like a freak like Aaron Donald.
Or people who are disruptive. I'm not disagreeing with you, but at that time, Ndamukong Suh was the #1 free agent talent on the market, and so was Mike Wallace. Dolphins went big ticket, did what Ross likes to do, and they bought, and I don't blame them.
Well, one of them. Ross is not Wallace, right? Wasn't that a Huizenga move?
No, that was Ross.
That was Ross?
Ross has made 5 players the highest paid players.
When did we lose Huizenga?
Huh?
When did he sell? When did he sell the team?
So Huizenga sold the team in 2019, full-fledged sold. Just think Pat Wiles draft.
So no, that was before Wallace was before 2019.
No, Wallace was Tannehill. Remember that. It wasn't Henny. Tannehill started in 2012.
So then Huizenga's on the team then, right?
No, Huizenga did not own the team then. Huizenga sold the team in 2008.
Oh, okay. I understood 19. Okay,
yeah,
8.
no.
All right, so then you're right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, just make sure you get the damn Dolphins in the top 5 of your list.
Can't promise you that.
Don't embarrass yourself by not giving the team the credit for doing a lot of great.
The Dolphins need to be the offseason champions.
By the way, Mike McDaniel also and his staff. That's another addition.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, you hired the one coach that only interviewed for one team. Yes, got it.
I'm just. Would you rather have this offensive staff or last year's offensive staff?
I would rather have Doug Peterson, but that's neither here nor there.
That's not what I asked you. Would you rather have the staff from last year on offense or this staff?
Jury's out. When I see the offense, I'll give a vote.
Yeah. Omar, you don't want the staff from last year at all. So at least you're going to take this staff.
Maybe he hired a new offensive coordinator that would be respectable.
QB coach on this staff? Don't you have proven offensive line coaches on this staff? Don't you have a proven tight ends coach on this?
Maybe Jim Caldwell decided to come out of retirement and coach these coaches. I know that wouldn't happen, but you just don't know. Like he wasn't coming back with last year's staff.
Omar, you're being unfair. These are not schmuck coaches. These coaches know how to.
I didn't say they were schmuck coaches.
The guys from last year needed Caldwell. These guys are their own men. They're already men. The only guy that's kind of unproven, I would say, is Applebond, coming from Boston College.
Yeah, but this quarterback coach, and I'm not nitpicking, but the last coach you worked with was Trevor Lawrence, who had a horrendous rookie season.
Yeah, but that's not his fault.
How is it his fault?
This is the problem with you. You blame Trevor Lawrence for his environment. You blame Tua for his environment. This is why you're not assessing it the right way.
I blame them for their play and performance.
There's nothing wrong with these kids. It's the shit around them that doesn't help them, rise above it. And Trevor Lawrence physically is as gifted, way more than Tua, actually. But yet, if you don't support the kid, he's going to struggle too. And look at his numbers. Way worse than Tua, actually, if you look at the numbers.
Horrible.
I mean, horrible. Not even but I don't blame him. That is so unfair on your part when you blame Tua and you blame Lawrence.
I don't excuse people for poor performances. That's it. Who you want to blame, you can blame whoever you want to blame. It's still Trevor Lawrence's performance. It's still on Bevel as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, no, but you only have dude, it's on Urban Meyer. What are you talking about there?
No, but Urban Meyer was the offensive coordinator. Urban Meyer wasn't calling plays.
But he's the guy that's in the middle of all this crap, probably screwing things up throughout the week. And you have to do what he says, not what anybody else wants. I mean, bro, you're going to blame anything in the Jags. You blame it on Urban Meyer. You don't blame it.
I don't look for that easy excuse. I'm sorry. So I got to excuse everything.
It's not an excuse. You're being absolutely unfair, is what you're being.
No, I'm being critical. I'm being critical and holding people accountable for their job performance. That's the way I look at it.
No, those two kids have shown you when they're around competence, they excel.
We'll see.
You can tell just like Steve Young. I watched him in Tampa Bay. I watched him with the LA Express, and I watched him with the San Francisco 49ers. And I know the difference when he had coaching at BYU at the LA Express or in San Francisco. And when he didn't have a foundation like the Tampa Bay Bucks, now you know why he looked the way he looked. You know, sometimes it's the environment around you. Steve Young is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he would have never made it to the Hall of Fame if he got stuck in Tampa for many years. Not his fault. See?
Productivity, accountability.
One of the good things about being old is perspective. That you've lived it and you've seen a lot of it. And this is what I'm talking about. What you're saying now is wrong, bro. You're blaming people for their environment.
I'm holding you
their environment
for your performance
brings them down.
Who is the offensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
That doesn't matter. It's Urban Meyer that I caught the problem.
Who called the plays on offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Wasn't Urban Meyer? Who built the offense?
I don't know who called the plays or whatever.
Who built the offense? Who called the plays? Who planned for the week? Who knew his team's limitations?
And those same people build the teams too? No. I mean, it's a dysfunctional situation, Omar. You're being very unfair to people that are in bad situations. So when Darren Bevel's coaching up Brett Favre and Russell Wilson and all that, it doesn't count?
No, it counts. I'm asking you, what did you do lately? What did you do lately? What did you do lately? I'm not giving you credit. I'm not giving you credit for what you did 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like you've been employed for a while. What did you do lately? We'll see.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong.
It's accountability. Sorry. Like
so wrong. No, it's wrong. Hey, look, our show downloads on average 80,000 a day. Okay? 80,000 a day. At Onside Radio, I wasn't doing that. Sometimes the environment kind of screws everything up. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. All right. Somebody's trying to use the bathroom, so I gotta go.
All right. Go ahead. Get the hell out of here. What are you working on, Centeno? So, folks,
I told you my off-season rankings.
That's it. Your terrible rankings leaving the Dolphins out. You're bad. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch him later on in the week trashing the Dolphins again. We'll see you later.
Bye.
How can he not put the Dolphins as one of the great off seasons this year? And I don't. You know what? I don't even. There's like a stigma that comes with it that I hate it because the offseason doesn't mean jack shit. But man, they had a good offseason. Now I'm hoping it matters in the regular season because we've seen the great off seasons before. But this was a really the way they put the puzzle together with the Dolphins was beautiful this offseason. Everything made sense. From getting the fullback to a couple running backs, adding Tyreek Hill, adding Cedric. I mean, just getting the two linemen that you needed badly on this team. Just getting Tyndall in the third round. There was so many good things that it made so much sense in the Dolphin season. I don't know how he doesn't put him in the top 5. I don't get it. What?